It's very good that you cook a dish and make sure that this food that you cook, it is a suitable food for them. So you cook a dish and you give it to them. I know one sister in Eid, every Eid, Jazakallah khair, what she does, she rent the moonwalk and some games for the kids. And she do this in her front yard. And she put cookies and she started doing hamburgers and hot dog sandwiches. And she invites the whole entire neighborhood to come at Eid to have fun with her kids. She does this every Eid. Everybody loves her in the neighborhood. And she does it twice a year, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. So everybody looking for that day to go in her front yard with her husband and her kids, and they had such good time. I know other families as well, they organize, and there's 4 or 5 families in one neighborhood. What they do every month a gathering for the whole entire neighborhood. And everybody bring food, and they gather together. They exchange information. They start to know each other, especially if you live in a place where, if you live in a different country, or you live as a minority, if you live among non-Muslims, they need to know you. They need to know that about you and about your culture, about your religion. And most of the people, they will be very open and they welcome that. We have to open our doors to our neighbor. We have to stretch our hand to an outreach to all our neighbors and invite them to visit us, to see us that we are a family-oriented people as well. As a matter of fact, Islam, one of the main things that this religion promotes is the family values. That's why Muslims are family-oriented people, care about family, care about neighborhood, care about community. And this is a very fundamental issue in Islam. One of the neighbors writes as well that he deserves your advice and your nasiha, your da'wah. We should care about our neighbors to advise them, to tell them about what is good for them in this worldly life and the hereafter as well. So for example, especially if he asks for your advice. For instance, if he asks you about a car to buy, or about a program that you want to buy, or about a computer that he's planning to buy, something like that. You should give them a sincere advice. And you can even offer them the advice if they don't ask you if this is proper and acceptable in that culture. And at the same time, they have rights upon you that you tell them about your religion. Tell them about your deen and about your belief, about your Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Maybe you don't know how to say it properly. In this case, maybe you can give them a book. Maybe you can give them a CD. Maybe you can give them a link to a website that they can go to. But make sure that you do that after you establish a relationship with them, a trust between you and them. And in the end, be aware of the following. 1, spying on your neighbor. This is a very bad habit, that people will start watching their neighbors and looking into their houses. And sometimes they will see their awrat. They will see what is inside the house. And maybe they will see improper things happening inside the house, where people may be not in proper clothes or improper positions, and the person is spying and looking. This is haram. This is not allowed. This is a sin in Islam. And it became a great sin because it's been done to one of your neighbors. So spying in them, spying on their conversation, it is not allowed in Islam. Be aware of envy and jealousy. Don't envy them. Don't be jealous if you see that your neighbor got maybe a new piece of furniture or a new car. Don't envy them. Always wish good to them. Make sure that you clean your heart. The Prophet ﷺ said that envy will eat the good deeds in the same manner the fire will eat the dry wood. If you set a fire on a dry wood, how fast this fire will destroy the wood. This is the same thing the envy will do to your good deeds. It will leave you out with no good deeds in the day of judgment. My brothers and sisters, envy is not the quality of the believer. It's the quality of the Satan and the believers. Be aware of harming them in any way. Because as you heard, harming them is haram and forbidding in Islam. Don't ever make their affair public or known. Let's say there is a fight happened between inside their home. They had a fight, the husband and wife, or between him and his daughter or son. Don't be telling everybody, oh, last night they had a fight. The wife left the house, the daughter did this, the son did this. Oh, last night his son came very late and he was in this situation or that. No, don't make their private life or affairs known to the public. It is your duty to protect your neighbor. It is obligatory in you to protect your neighbors and not to expose their affairs to others, because this is a secret, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam order us to keep the secret and not to expose it. And finally, I cannot emphasize enough on the dangers of invading their privacy. Don't try to investigate what's happening in your neighbor's house or in your neighbor's apartment. Some people would never, they hear a car comes to their neighbor, they start looking from the window. Oh, who's coming? Who's getting out? The door is open, they will look who's getting out. This is not your business. Don't put your nose in other people's business. So invading their privacy is not allowed, and it's not a good manners. It's not one of the characteristics of the believers. So in the end, my brothers and sisters, I would say, be good to your neighbors, invite them to your home, visit to them, offer your help, have a good relationship with them, and also maybe you can discuss issues related to the whole entire neighborhood or the whole entire building together, which it will bring goodness to all of you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you all and yubarik fikum. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.